Calais Campbell leaving, and you could say he just wanted to go back to Arizona, but that was a veteran guy that knows what it takes. He's been in the league damn near 20 years. For Jalen to be like, no, I can move. For Tyreek to insinuate he wanted to move. For guys that have seen, and say what you want about Tyreek, he's had a bad run over the last, off the field over the last week, but he was in Kansas City with championship type teams. You have to look at that and say, this might be a, when there's smoke, there's fire situation, that guys are looking at this organization and saying, this is not where I want to end my career. Jalen Ramsey might have another 3. He's what, 28, 27?
But the
28?
Ramsey thing is confounding because, as Omar writes, like, he asked for an extension, he got it, and now they mutually want to part ways.
I'll put it this way. I don't know anything. Like I said, I know J Ram, but I haven't talked to him about it. Use a team to get more money and then leave because somebody's going to give me this money. So use a team to get a contract extension and then take that contract somewhere that I can actually compete at. Is how I'm understanding.
Right, but he played the Dolphins then. I mean, he played them in a big way, and they fell for it.
Hoch, if you can play them, you play them. If y'all went out and traded for me, and now I can use it against you that you love me and then leave, that's playing them, but it's very advantageous for the Ramsey camp, and he has wonderful daughters. I've met them. Now they have more money to live life. It seems it's troubling that a lot of veterans are trying to get out of here.
Did he play them, or is it? I take it year by year. Everybody got paid last year who was a face of the organization. Jalen Ramsey sitting there saying, well, hold on a second. Like, I'm the best player on your defense. You're not going to pay me? So he took advantage of the fact that they were handing out money, and he said, no, I want money. I want money now. I want guaranteed money. He got guaranteed money. I don't think he played him. I think now he's looking. He's 30 years old. I don't think he played him, Hoch. I think Jalen Ramsey went into last year saying, I want to get paid, but I think, we can be a good team here. Now he's reassessing the situation. Like,
but
a lot of people.
What I'm saying is, I don't think he said that in the negotiations. I think in the negotiations, he said, hey, you want me and Tyreek and Tua to be here long term because we've got a great team. Like, that's the only reason you're signing all these extensions, right? Because you think we've got the right pieces. And then all of a sudden, he's going to tell you a year later, I'd like to get out of here. That's playing them, in my opinion. And again, I'm not saying it as a pejorative. Like, if I had that ability, I would do that as well. But the Dolphins got played in that situation.
But he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's might be the best player on the Dolphins team. And now to your words, he reassessed the situation and said, no, I don't want to be here.
But don't the Dolphins?
I guess the question is why would he reassess and say I do not want to be here?
But because shouldn't the Dolphins, Chris Grier, Mike McDaniel, have to hold up their end of the deal as well? Keep this team competitive. I'm an aging superstar in this league who's after one thing only: to be in a competitive environment, and you guys aren't holding up your end of the deal. So here I am. Yes, you paid me, but here I am playing what's ultimately going to be not competitive football again for the second straight year.
But what changed? How? In other words, that's the concerning part to me. Most of the pieces are back. Some aren't, but most of the pieces are back. So what changed from Jalen Ramsey? The part that concerns me is he's inside. He sees what we don't. That's the part that's concerning to me.
I would say now I'm just trying to think about it. To your question, from Jalen Ramsey's approach, I watched a 5-week window where we scored 11 points a game. Y'all sold us Skylar Thompson, and then you brought in Boyle, and then you brought in Huntley. Do y'all really know what you're doing? Because we were scoring 11 points a game for over a month. I'm out here on this corner covering the best damn receivers in the world for y'all, and we can't get but 11.7 points a game, whatever that number is. That could have been a catalyst to
seem to have lost Crowder there.
Yeah, we lost you for a second
But
there.
I was gonna say that window of Tua being out could have been it would have been question mark in my mind if I was playing for the Dolphins throughout that.
And again, conversely, the Dolphins can say, wait a second, you sold us a bill of goods for the extension based on what you did in 23. You didn't look like that guy in 24, and we paid you, and now you want to get out of here. I mean, they can say the same thing, talking to what Solana's saying, where Jalen Ramsey's saying to them, hey, I thought it was going to be a competitive team. Well, they could say to him, well, we thought you were going to be a better corner.
Yeah, but Jalen Ramsey has literally played with a Super Bowl winning team. He knows.
I get that.
What an organization.
But they weren't a Super Bowl winning team when he asked for the extension.
Yeah. But maybe he thought that they were. Maybe he genuinely bought into
right.
Close,
but that's my concern going into this season which is Omar Kelly's concern, which is rats off a sinking ship, that rats have this instinctive notion of what's going on and it's time to abandon ship. Mm-hmm. And what does he know that we don't know?
Well, I can read between the lines with Jalen. He's looking around. He's saying, my quarterback is going to miss at least 4 games every season. Our star wide receiver, the guy who our quarterback has to throw to.
But he has no idea where he's going to end up going. He's got no say in it and no idea. He's not a free agent. They could trade him wherever they feel like trading him. That's the part, again, where I go, I'm a little concerned, because it's not like Jalen is saying, cut me because I want to go somewhere else. He's saying, trade me anywhere. They could trade him to Cleveland.
And to your question about Jalen, I'm just looking at the playoff bracket from last year. Jalen starts on Minnesota, LA, Commanders, Tampa, Green Bay, Eagles, Buffalo, Denver, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Houston, the Chargers, Kansas City, and Detroit. Every team that made the playoffs, Jalen Ramsey is a starting corner on that team.
He doesn't get to choose.
But if I'm him, and I'm taking the Jalen approach to it, if I'm him, I'm looking and saying, I'm better than most corners on playoff teams. I'm sitting here wasting away in Miami.
But he could just as well be wasting away somewhere else in a worse situation. That's my point. He's got all he said was, I want to be traded. And so they say, okay, we're going to facilitate it. He didn't say, I have to go to a Super Bowl contender, nor would they do that for him. They don't owe him anything. He's not a lifelong Dolphin that you want to take care of at the end of his run.
No.
So it's a weird thing. All he's saying is, I don't want to be here. I don't care if you put me to Tampa, Cleveland, Tennessee. I just don't want to be here. Put me to Seattle. I don't want to be here. That's what's concerning to me. He's not saying, I want to go play for a Super Bowl contender. I'm sure he does. Everyone wants to. But he has zero control over that.
And he can go to Tennessee or the Giants, to your point, or the Browns. Yeah. He can go and be in a worse situation. So it's almost puzzling that he's just saying, I don't want to be in Miami.
That's the concerning thing.
What has he seen in that building, Hoch? That he just doesn't want to be here.
To say, I want to be anywhere but here.
That's scary. That's honestly scary.
5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour is coming up. We're going to give away the Twin Peaks gift card in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll get headlines. We'll talk some football and basketball. And I mean, we'll cover the gamut of sports. This is like ABC Wide World of Sports, 1978 on a Sunday afternoon. We'll just go around the world.
It was sporty. This was sporty. We just
5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour is next.
I'll tell you what, he saw the same push notification we all saw. Liam Eichenberg is being re-signed by Chris Grier. That's what he saw.
I'm out.
Which is what everybody should have said.